Hello, Gemini. This is Dee with Metaphysical Moonlighters, and this is your January 2019 astrology forecast. So, this month I'm doing something a little bit differently. I am including pictures of my different travels to different places, and I'm starting it off in January with my pictures from some of my pictures from Sedona. Okay, so your focus this month, Gemini, is going to be on your transformation, also possibly your shared resources. And the reason why I say this is going to be your focus is because you will have a concentration of planets in Capricorn. Okay. For you, Capricorn falls in your eighth house. And the eighth house is all about transformation, it's about shared resources, it can be about death and rebirth. Okay. Now, on January 2nd, we have a conjunction. We have the sun in a conjunction to Saturn. You can't see the word Saturn, it's covered up right now. But we do have the sun in a conjunction to Saturn, okay? And this is an energy where a lot of people will feel like it's time to get back to work, okay? A lot of people might have been partying, having a great time over the holidays. And the energy of the sun in a conjunction to Saturn is basically it's time to get back to work, okay? Now, on January 5th, we have the new moon, and it will be in Capricorn. It will be a solar eclipse. Now, normally a new moon is a great time for starting something new, for initiating projects. Well, this new moon is going to be great for reflection. And the reason it won't be a really great time to initiate anything is because of the influence of Saturn and Pluto that will be there all month. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, also, I didn't mention this picture. In this picture, this is a picture of the Chapel of the Holy Cross in Sedona. And the Chapel of the Holy Cross sits on the side of a mountain, and it overlooks, the views from this place are just totally amazing. So if you visit Sedona, make sure you stop at the Chapel of the Holy Cross. Now, okay, on January 6th, we have Uranus going direct. If you didn't know, Uranus has been retrograde. Now it is going direct on January 6th. And just keep in mind that Uranus is the planet of surprise, okay? Also, on January 7th, we have Venus entering Sagittarius. And this is going to be a great time for a lot of people because the energy of Venus entering Sagittarius is that you will want to try new things. Remember, Sagittarius is the wanderer of the zodiac, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Okay. Now, in the picture, the background picture, this is a picture of me at the Sunset Chateau. This is where I stayed 1 year in Sedona. And this is the view outside of my room. Just amazing, very peaceful place. Okay, and now this background picture is the road that leads up to the Sunset Chateau. I believe it's Sunset Road or Sunset Drive is, the name of the street, but it leads up to the bed and breakfast. And the name of the bed and breakfast is a Sunset Chateau. Okay, so getting back to the forecast. On the 11th, we have Pluto in a conjunction to the sun. This is going to be a time where a lot of people want to experience transformation. Okay. And then on the 13th, we have Jupiter in a square to Neptune. Okay. Now, this is an energy where you have to be aware of unrealistic plans. You might even have to watch out for some type of denial. Okay. Now, for you, Jupiter in Sagittarius is in your area of your life dealing with your partnerships. Okay. And then Neptune in Pisces is in your area of your life dealing with your career. So between those two areas of your life, your career and your partnerships, you might find yourself being in denial about something related to those two areas, Gemini. Also, on the same day, we have Mercury in a conjunction to Saturn. This is going to be a great day for a lot of people to do anything involving a lot of mental activity. Okay. Now, on the 18th, we have Venus in a trine to Mars. This is going to be a great time for every sign as far as relationships are concerned. In general, this is just in general. Now, something you might have something else going on in your personal chart that might change this, but just in general, this remember, this is a general forecast. So Venus is going to be in Sagittarius, which for you, Gemini, is in your area of your life dealing with your partnerships. And then we have Mars in Aries in your area of your life dealing with friendships. So this is going to be a great day for a lot of Geminis, okay? Now, also on that day, we have the Sun in a square to Uranus. And we all know whenever Uranus is involved, it could include some type of surprise. So just watch out for that. Now, on the 20th, the Sun enters Aquarius. And as of the 20th, we can start telling all of our Aquarius friends happy birthday because it will be Aquarius season. Now, in this picture, the background picture, um, if you see the guy in the front with his shoulders out, that is Yogi Blair. And I took a yoga vortex hike with him. And what we did was we would hike, we would stop and do yoga, and then we would hike some more, and we would stop and we would do Qigong. And then, we got all the way to the top. And once we got to the top, we laid our mats out, and the sun was setting at this time. The sun was setting. Yogi Blair pulled out his sound bowl, one of his, I believe it's a Tibetan bowl. He pulled out his bowl, and we started meditating as he was doing the sound bowl healing. It was totally amazing. I totally recommend this to anyone visiting Sedona. Okay, so let's keep going on. Now, on the 21st, we have the full moon in Leo, and it's going to be a total lunar eclipse. It's also a super moon. A super moon just means that it is one of the biggest and brightest moons that we will see this year. And we actually have 3 of these super moons spread out throughout the year. And this is the first of the super moons. Okay. Now, for you, Gemini, this full moon falls in your area of your life dealing with your communications. It can deal with your interaction with your neighbors and your siblings. It can also deal with your short distance travels. So if there's anything that you need to release surrounding those topics, this full moon is going to be a great time. Okay, now this background picture is Slide Rock Park in Sedona. It's a place where you can go and cool off out there in Sedona, Arizona. And it's called Slide Rock because you can literally slide off some of the rocks into the water. It's really a nice place to go and cool off. Now, on the 21st, also, besides the 21st being a full moon, we have Mars in a square to Saturn. Okay. Remember, Mars is the planet of action. Mars wants to go forward with everything. For you, Mars is in your area of your life dealing with friendships, and then Saturn is in your area of life dealing with transformation. So Mars wants to go forward with friendships. Saturn is probably looking and saying, wait, you need to check that person out. So just keep an eye out for that. Mars wants to go forward with something. Saturn wants you to think about it first, okay? Now, on the 22nd, we have Venus in a conjunction to Jupiter. For a lot of people, remember, this is a general forecast. So for a lot of people, this Venus conjuncting Jupiter is going to be a time of luck, money, and harmony for a lot of people, okay? Remember, all of this is depending on what else is going on in your personal chart. And I can't see everybody's personal chart, so I'm giving you a general forecast. This is the energies that everyone should feel, but everyone will feel them differently depending on what's going on in your personal chart. Okay, so that was the 22nd. Now on the 24th, Mercury enters Aquarius. Okay, and for you, Mercury in Aquarius is going to be in your area of life dealing with your higher knowledge. That area can be legal matters, it can be higher education, philosophy, long distance travel. So, this is a time where a lot of people will have to work harder to get things accomplished, okay? Because remember, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, okay? So, basically, when we say Mercury enters Aquarius, Mercury is entering Uranus's territory. So, that's why you would have to work harder to get things done because remember, Uranus is the planet of surprise. Now, on the 25th, we have Mars in a trine to Jupiter. This is going to be a time where a lot of people feel a little bit more confident during this time. And on the 31st, we have Saturn in a sextile to Neptune. The last time we had this aspect was in 1996. And with this aspect, it's sort of like the merging of the material aspects of your life with the spiritual aspects of your life. And remember, the last time we had this aspect was in 1996. Now, let's look at the new moon because I have broken it down in two different time periods for that one day. These aspects are happening within this one day on January 5th. And this is Eastern Standard Time. Okay, because remember, the moon is the fastest moving planet. Okay, so at about 1:30 in the afternoon, the moon is going to be in a conjunction to Saturn. This is an energy where you will want to keep your feelings to yourself. Okay, now around 6 o'clock, the moon is going to be in a sextile to Neptune. Remember, for you, Neptune is in your area of your life dealing with your career. So this is going to be a time where a lot of people are very sensitive to other people's feelings or other people's moods as well. Okay. And then at about 8:30 that evening, the moon is going to be in a conjunction to the sun. So this is going to be a time where you have a burst of energy. You might this is also going to be a good time to have a group activity. Okay. Remember, this is all dependent on whatever else is going on in your personal chart. But this is just a general forecast. So just remember that when you're going about setting your intentions or whatever you do on the new moon, just keep these times in mind. Okay. So that has been your forecast for January 2019, Gemini. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And if you would like to book a reading with me, just visit metaphysicalmoonlighters.com. Now, also, my book is available on Amazon. This is my book here, 2019 Horoscopes for All Signs by Astrology. And in this book, I give you a forecast for each month. It's based on signs. So you just look up your sign and you can read all about your sign. And you can read about your moon sign and so forth in this book. Um, so I do recommend you go out and get this book, Gemini. See that, Gemini, January, and it has notable dates and everything in it. So I do appreciate all of your support on that as well. Now, until next month, Gemini, enjoy your month.